2 Samuel 22. David spoke the words of this song to the Lord on the day the Lord rescued him from the grasp of all his enemies, and from the grasp of Saul. He said, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer. My God, my rock, where I seek refuge, my shield, the horn of my salvation, my stronghold, my refuge, and my Savior. You save me from violence. I called to the Lord, who is worthy of praise, and I was saved from my enemies. For the waves of death engulfed me. The forest of destruction terrified me. The rope of Sheol entangled me. The snare of death controlled me. I called to the Lord in my distress. I called to my God. From his temple he heard my voice, and my cry for help reached his ears. The earth shook and quaked. The foundation of the heavens trembled. They shook because he burned with anger. Smoke rose from the nostril, and consuming fire came from his mouth. Coals were set ablaze by it. He bent the heavens and came down. Total darkness beneath his feet. He rode a cherub and flew soaring on the wings of the wind. He made darkness a canopy around him, a gathering of water and thick clouds from the radius of his presence. Blazing coals were ignited. The Lord thundered from heaven. Most High made his voice heard. The Most High made his voice heard. He shot arrows and scattered them. He hurled lightning bolts and routed them. The depths of the sea, because visible foundation of the world were exposed. At the rebuke of the Lord, at the blast of the breathing of his nostrils, he reached down from on high and took hold of me. He pulled me out of the deep water. He rescued me from my powerful enemies, from those who hated me. For they were too strong for me. They confronted me in the day of my calamity. But the Lord was my support. He brought me out to a spacious place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me. According to my righteousness, he repaid me. According to the cleanness of my hands, for I have kept the way of my Lord, and have not turned from my God to wickedness. Indeed, I let all his ordinances guide me, and have not disregarded his statutes. I was blameless before him, and kept myself from my iniquity. So the Lord repaid me according to his righteousness, according to my cleanness, I in his sight. With the faithful you prove yourself faithful. With the blameless you prove yourself blameless. With the pure you prove yourself pure. But with the crooked you prove yourself shrewd. You rescue in oppressed people, but your eyes are set against the proud. You humble them. Lord, you are my lamp. The Lord illuminates my darkness. With you I can attack barricades, and with my God I can leap over a wall. God, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is pure. He is the shield to all who takes refuge in him. For who is God beside the Lord? And who is the rock? Only our God. God is my strong refuge. He makes my way perfect. He makes my feet like the feet of a deer, and sets me securely on the heights. He trains my hand for war. My arms can bend a bow of bronze. You have given me the shield of your salvation. Your help exalts me. You make a spacious place beneath me for my steps, and my ankles do not give away. I pursue my enemies and destroy them. I do not turn back until they are wiped out. I wipe them out and crush them, and they do not rise. They all beneath my feet. You have clothed me with strength for battle. You subdued my adversaries beneath me. You have made my enemies retreat before me. I annihilate those who hate me. Annihilate. They look, but there is no one to save them. They look to the Lord, but He does not answer them. I pulverize them like dust on the earth. I crush them and trample them like mud on the streets. You have freed me from the feuds among my people. You have preserved me as head of nation. A people I had not known serve me. Foreigners submit to me, crying. As soon as they hear, they obey me. Foreigners lose heart and come trembling from their fortifications. The Lord lives, blessed be my rock. God, the rock of salvation, is exalted. God, He grants me vengeance and casts down people under me. He frees me from my enemies. You exalt me. Above my adversaries, you rescue me from violent men. Therefore, I will give thanks to you among the nation. Lord, I will sing praises about your name. He is a tower of salvation for his king. He shows loyalty to his anointed, to David and his descendants forever.
2 Samuel 23. These are the last words of David. The declaration of David, son of Jesse, the declaration of the man raised on high, the one anointed by the God of Jacob. This is the most delightful of Israel's songs. The Spirit of the Lord spoke through me. His words was on my tongue. The God of Israel spoke. The Rock of Israel said to me, the one who rules the people with justice, who rules in the fear of God, is like the morning light when the sun rises. On the cloudless morning, the glisten of rain on sprouting grass. It is not true, my house is with God. Is it not true, my house is with God? For He has established a permanent covenant with me, ordered and secured in very detail. Will He not bring about my whole salvation and my every desire? But all the wicked are like thorns raked aside. They can never be picked up by hand. The man who touched them must be armed with iron and the shaft of a spear. They will be completely burned up on the spot. These are the names of David's warriors: Josheb, Basshebeth, the Techmonite was chef of the officers. He wielded his spear against 800 men that he killed at one time. After him, Elijah, son of Dodo, son of an Ahorite, was among the 3 warriors with David when they defeated the Philistines. The men of Israel retreated in the place they had gathered for battle, but Elijah stood his ground and attacked the Philistines until his hand was tired. He stuck to his sword. The Lord brought about a great victory that day. Then the troop came back to him, but only to plunder the dead. After him was Shema, son of Age, the Harites. The Philistine had established an information where there were a field full of lentils. The troop fled from the Philistine, but Shammah took his stand in the middle of the field, defeated it, and struck down the Philistines. So the Lord brought about a great victory. 3 of the 13 leading warriors went down at harvest time and came to David at the cave of Adullam, while a company of Philistine was camping in Rephaim Valley. At the time David listened, Gershon was at Bethlehem. David was extremely thirsty and said, "If only someone would bring me water to drink from the well at the city gate of Bethlehem." So 3 of the warriors So 3 of the warriors broke through the Philistines' camp and drew water from the well at the gate of Bethlehem and brought it back to David, but he refused to drink it. Instead, he poured it out to the Lord. David said, "Lord, I would never do such a thing. Is this not the blood of men who risked their lives?" So he refused to drink it. Such were the exploits of the 3 warriors. Abishai, Joab's brother and son of Zeruiah, was leader of the 3. He wielded his spear against 300 men and killed them, gaining the reputation among the 3. Was he not more honored than the 3? He became their commander, even though he did not become one of the 3. Benaiah, son of Joad, was the son of a brave man from Kabzeel, a man of many exploits. Benaiah killed 2 sons of Ariel of Moab, and he went down into the pit on a snowy day and killed a lion. He also killed an Egyptian, an impressive man, even though the Egyptian had a spear in his head. Benaiah went down to him with a staff, snatched the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and then killed him with his own spear. These were the exploits of Benaiah, son of Joash, Jehoiada, who had a reputation among the 3 warriors. He was the most honored of the 30, but he did not become one of the 3. David put him in charge of his bodyguard. Among the 30 were Joab's brother Asahel, Elkanah, son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shammah the Hedrite, Elikai the Hedrite, Helez the Pelite, Ira son of Ikesh the Ketorite, Abiezer the Anthronite, Nebunai the Hushathite, Zelam the Ehalite, Maharai the Nephthite, Heleb son of Bana the Netophthite, Ittai son of Ribai from Gibeah of the Benjaminites, Benai the Perethites, Hiddai from the Wadis of Gash, Abi Albon the Abrite, Asmathite the Baramite, Aliba the Shalbonite, the son of Jeshin, Jonathan, son of Shammah the Hirite, Ahim, son of Shearer the Hirite, Eliphet, son of Ahasbai, son of the Machite, Elam, son of Ahithophel the Gilonite, Hazor the Carmelite, Pariah the Arabite, Egal son of Nathan from Zobah, Beni the Gibite, Zelek the Amorite, Nariah the Bethrite, the armor bearer for Joab son of Zeruiah, Ira the Ithrite, Jareb the Ithrite, and Uriah the Hittite. There were 37 in all. 2 Samuel 24. The Lord's anger burned against Israel again, and he stirring up David against them to say, go count the people people of Israel and Judah. So the king said to Joab, the commanders of his army, go through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan to Beersheba, and Register the troops so I can know their numbers. Joab replied to the king, May the Lord your God multiply the troops 100 times more than they are, while my lord the king looks on. But why does my lord the king want to do this? Yet the king's order prevailed over Joab and the commander of the army. So Joab and the commanders of the army led the king's persons to register the troops of Israel. They crossed the Jordan and camped in Aroer, south of the town of the middle of the valley, and then proceeded towards Gad and Jazer. They went to Gilead and to the land for the Hittite, and continued on to Denjen and around to Sidon. They went to the fortress of Tyre and all the cities of the Hivites and Canaanites. Afterward, they went to the Negev of Judah at Beersheba. When they had gone through the whole land, they returned to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. Joab gave the king the total of the registration of the troops. They were 800,000 valiant armed men from Israel and 500,000 men from Judah. David's descendants troubled him after he had taken a census of the troop. He said to the Lord, I have sinned greatly in what I've done. Now, Lord, because I've been very foolish, please take away your servant's guilt. When David got up in the morning, the word of the Lord had come to the prophet Gad, David's seer, Go and say to David, this is what the Lord says. I am offering you 3 choices. Choose one of them and I will do it to you. So Gad went to David, told him the choices, and asked him, Do you want 3 choices? Years? Do you want 3 years of famine to come on your land? Flee from your foes? 3 months will they pursue you, or have a plague in your land? 3 days, your land. 3 days. Now consider carefully what answer I should take back to the one who sent me. David answered Gad, I have great anxiety. Please let us fall into the Lord's hand, because his mercies are great, but don't let me fall into human hands. So the Lord sent a plague on Israel from the morning until the appointed time, and from Dan to Beersheba 17,000 men died. Then the angel extended his hand towards Jerusalem to destroy it, but the Lord relented concerning the destruction, and said to the angel who was destroying the people, Enough, withdraw your hand now. The angel of the Lord was then at the threshing floor of Aroer. The Jebusite, when David saw the angel striking the people, he said to the Lord, "Look, I am the one who has sinned. I am the one who had done wrong. But these sheep what have they done? Please let your hand be against me and my father's family." Gad came to David that day and said to him, "Go up and set up an altar to the Lord on the threshing floor of Araunah, the Jebusite." David went up in advance to Gad's command, just as the Lord had commanded. Araunah looked down and saw the king and his servant coming towards him, and so he went out to pay homage to the king with his face to the ground. Araunah said, "Why has my lord the king come to his servant?" David replied, "To buy the threshing floor from you in order to build an altar to the Lord, so the plague on the people may be halted." Araunah said to David, "My lord, the king may take whatever he wants and offer it. Here are the oxen for a burnt offering, and the threshing sledges and ox yoke for wood. Your Majesty," Araunah gives everything here to the king. Then he said to the king, "May the Lord your God accept you." The king answered Araunah, "No, I insist on buying it from you for a price, for I will not offer to the Lord my God burnt offerings that cost me nothing." David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 20 ounces of silver. He built an altar to the Lord there and offered burnt offerings and fellowship offerings. Then the Lord receptive to prayer for the land, and the plague on Israel ended.